You've seen the building, but do you know the history? Allow me to take you back to the start of the 20th century, when the corner of Delmar and Kingsland was home to an amusement park. Patrons from all around the Midwest traveled to Delmar Gardens to partake in its attractions, including a merry-go-round, beer garden, and Neville's aerial auto racer. The park hit peak popularity during the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair, but by 1919 attendance had plummeted and its owner sold the land. Contractor Henry A. Wagner acquired the southwest corner for development, and by 1925 his new building, the last built in the University City Civic Plaza, was open for business. Representative of the district properties developed during that era, the building featured premier storefront access on 3 of its sides. This was partly due to its central location near the city's transportation hub, where the trolley would loop from Delmar to Hayman, Enright, Kingsland, and back east on Delmar towards downtown St. Louis. The Delmar Gardens Building has been home to many businesses throughout the years. Pharmaceutical companies have had a rich history in the building. A&P Grocery and Drug Store took occupancy in the 1920s and 30s, followed by a Glazer Drug Store in the 50s, and Rexall Drugs in the 60s. The building has hosted a plethora of other businesses over the years, including diners, beauty salons, record shops, and Paul's Books, a Loop building block in the 1970s and 80s. Perhaps the most famous tenant has been Cicero's, who took occupancy in 1996. Already an established restaurant in St. Louis, its popularity took off when it opened at the Delmar Gardens Building. Cicero's was famous for its pizza and local bands that took the stage, adding to the Loop's legendary music scene. In 2017, Cicero's closed its doors after more than 2 decades of memories, and the Delmar Gardens Building began to look to the future. The building has recently undergone a facelift as it prepares a new chapter in its rich history, blending past with present to remain an essential pillar in the historic University City Civic Plaza. Contractor Brandon Wright and his company, Wright Building Systems, were brought in to tackle this unique renovation. The team demolished the Cicero's interior, retrofitted the electricity, replaced the original roof, and began the process of renewing and replacing the building's storefronts to their former glory. While the crew was removing a section of the storefront, they uncovered original 1920 signage from the building's first diner. Although the signs were delicate, they were able to be preserved for use in the next restaurant space. Another challenge? The historic spires. Over time, they either went missing or were damaged. Only 4 of the original 14 remained. Using one of the spires as a template, the crew was able to cast limestone replicas to fill the 10 open spots. Afterwards, they cleaned and refreshed the decorative terracotta panels and lit up the entire facade, creating an incredible result. The Delmar Gardens Building is a Loop icon. With almost 100 years of history, it has adapted to a new century, continually playing a part in the success, strength, and resilience of University City and the Loop. It's a scene everyone wants to be involved in.